Let me just say this. If you look at politics from an historical perspective, one thing you learn is that real change never takes place from the top on down. It's not that the leaders make the change, it's that people force the leaders to move in the right direction. Millions of people stood up for civil rights, and then LBJ had to sign a civil rights bill. Workers stood up for workers' rights. Women stood up for women's rights. The gay community stood up for gay rights. We are in a moment when we are seeing at the grassroots level, all across this country, young people saying, you know what? I don't want to have a lower standard of living than my parents. I want my own house. I don't want to be burdened with outrageous student debt. I want to be able to drink clean water and breathe clean air. I want a decent paying job. I think healthcare is a human right. I believe in immigration reform and treating people with dignity no matter where they were born. And when millions of people begin to stand up and fight for those principles, for economic justice, that we don't have a 500,000 people homeless tonight, that we don't have people working for starvation wages, when people stand up for social justice and an end to bigotry in all of its ugly forms in this country, when people stand up for climate justice. And let me tell you, if we don't get a handle on that issue, all over this country and all over this world, we're going to see future generations living on a planet increasingly unhealthy and uninhabitable. But when people stand up, they tell the leaders where to go. Believe me, that is the way it works. So I would say to Stacy, who asked the question, Stacy, we got to organize at the grassroots level. We've got to start electing great candidates like Nikema. She is going to go to Washington and make a difference. She has the guts to take on powerful special interests. And we need a few hundred more Nikimas going into the Congress, and certainly a heck of a lot more going into the United States Senate. And when that happens, man, you're going to see some real changes. For the last 4 years, many of us have been playing on defense. I know Georgia, big into football. Well, all we've been doing is defending ourselves against the guy who's in the White House and all this crazy stuff. It's time for us to get on the offense, to start moving the ball forward. And that's what we've got to do. And with your help in Georgia, that is what we will do. On behalf of the people of the state of Vermont, Georgia, thank you very much. And I think I speak for 48 other states as well. There's an enormous responsibility on the shoulders of the people of Georgia. There is. And you guys are doing phenomenally well. I cannot believe what kind of grassroots organizing you're doing. And Nikema and Stacy and all of the people out there have done such a great job. And we got another, 3 weeks left to go, huh? And this is it. If this whole country, you're going to have a footnote in American history. The history books are going to say, thank you, Georgia, for helping to turn this country around.